Hi Virgo, welcome to your Harsh Truth reading for May 15th through June 14th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. If this is about another person, it may resonate with theirs or yours, moon, rising, or Venus sign. All right, what is your harsh truth about? Sometimes, well, lately I should say this is about someone's family or work, but typically I usually do this for a romantic reading. What else for Virgo? 5 of Pentacles. All right. Disconnecting or feeling like just a sense of worry about what's to come or what's happening or hasn't happened yet. What's for Virgo? Turn this right here or up there. Okay. What's for Virgo? Ace of Cups. The Devil, that could be Capricorn. The Sun card. 2 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, that could be Taurus, Leo. 2 of Swords. Queen of Swords, that could be Libra. All right. Okay, Virgo. What do we have going on here for Virgo? All right, Virgo, what's this devil about? Because I have an idea, but I'm like, what is this with? Okay, good. Good. All right, so wow, what's this Sun card about? This is, looks like you're on pretty sure footing here. What's this Sun card about for you? Whoa. And the Empress, that could be Taurus or Aries. What's this Knight of, there's Taurus also. What's this Knight of Pentacles? Oopsie. It was these two. 6 of Swords and the Strength card. Could be Leo. What's this? What you call it? Knight of Pentacles. Looks like your focus right here is on really getting some distance from a situation and looking forward to a, basically where you can be self-sufficient. You've got the inner workings, you've got the inner mindset ready to go. Now you're hoping that your reality matches your external reality matches your internal reality. This is you having big designs and big plans for yourself, for your future. It looks like this is not including anybody. This looks like you've recently gotten free from something and you're wanting to now be able to create and plan for yourself. And for the Virgos that I'm reading for, your preference right now is for you to work and to think about in retrospect and in hindsight what took place, but you're not really wanting to be involved presently in anything other than just work and taking care of yourself. You've got big design. It's almost like, okay, I know that things right now for me are like this, but when this and this comes, I'm going to be ready. So you've got a great mindset about it. It's just kind of cleaning up externally. This is, aftermath is kind of a harsh word. I guess this would be where to use it, right? This reading. But this is you taking stock of things after something has happened. You're thinking about it, you're processing it, you're wanting to learn from it so that you don't recreate it in the future. And you've got big plans, big designs for the future for yourself. It's just that right now it's exclusively for you. This is not including anybody. You're not wanting to return to that or to meet anybody new just yet, because you're still figuring out what happened. So you don't want to get involved with something until you're pretty sure of your footing. And I'm not saying that as advice. I'm saying that's what's showing up here. What's this so we got 2 2s. Interesting. 2s, 3 2s. No, that's a 1. 2s. What's this 2 of Pentacles about? Let's do that. What's this 2 of Pentacles? The Lovers. All right. That could be Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. What's this Two of Swords about? Knight of Cups. So, okay. All right. If this feels, was this mutual? Was this a mute? I don't think so. I think this is you thinking about things, but I don't think you two are talking about it. I think things have happened, and you two, it might have been a mutual decision for you two to both. I think your person is looking to quite possibly revisit this with you at a later time. I don't think you are. I think that you'd rather be free of it than to be still involved with it, and I think your person thought that giving it some time would resolve a lot of what was going on, and I don't think you see it that way. I think your person thinks that this is something that can be, I think they think that you two are still in it, and whereas you don't. I don't think they know that you don't, or if you said as such, I don't think they believe you. I think that they're under the impression that this can be revisited at a later time. And I think you're just like, yeah, let's just leave it where it is. And I'm moving forward. Perhaps you had to tell them that to get them to give you some time. But it doesn't look like you're wanting to return. This could be, though, I mean, honestly, it could be that you two are both in your separate corners thinking about what you're going to do and come back together. But it feels like with more time that goes on, you're going to be much more comfortable out of the situation with them than returning to negotiate or returning in this. I mean, I could be talking about work. This feels like a person, but I could be talking about work. It looks like you'd rather take your chances on flying solo. Now, if that means romantically or if that means just, looking for another job, if we are talking about work, but it just feels like as time goes on, you're not going to want to, you're going to get a clearer picture of what was going on. You're not going to want to return to that. I think your person or whoever the other party you're dealing with is thinks that time will heal a lot and they'll have a better idea of how to handle things once this whole Ronageddon thing blows over and once some time has passed. I don't think you're wanting to give that time. What's this Queen of Swords about for Virgo? What's this Queen of Swords about for Virgo? Eight of Wands, okay. This Queen of Swords for Virgo. Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is, you're just not, And is it one of those things that you had to kind of agree to disagree or agree to leave things where they were for now, and then you go over to your separate corner and get some distance from it and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going back to that. But it's not like you could tell that person that because they're kind of not hearing it. Like they kind of have their version of how they want things, and if you don't agree, it's like, okay, we can talk about it later. You're like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'll say whatever just to be able to get me out the door and get you to stop wanting to renegotiate this and not taking my answer. Like, because it feels like once you're away from it, you have all this clarity that happens, and yet when you're in it, things are really confounded. Like it's really kind of jumbled and convoluted, and there's not a lot of clarity. But when you're out of it, there is clarity. When you're away from it, you're sitting there going, wait a minute. And it's getting to the point where you just don't want to do that because it makes you second guess things. It makes you doubt things. It also kind of interrupts with your working. And it looks like, I mean, I know, was there that Five of Pentacles that came out there? I feel like there's a Five of Pentacles, but it felt like that was more about disconnecting from a relationship or a thing and being able to solely float, like pulling back your resources so you can solely focus on something. And this is about you, this is about you wanting to do your own thing for a while because work is really good. Work and money are good. And I don't think for the Virgos that I'm reading for, I don't think you want anything interrupting that or interfering with that. It's like you can handle kind of romantic issues up to a certain point, but if it starts to affect your work, you're just like, no, because that has to be sacred or preserved. You've stumbled onto something, I don't know what you've done, but you've stumbled onto something that's going to be really beneficial for you for months to come, not just you're picking up extra shifts this month. Like you're kind of changing the trajectory of how you're working or what you're doing for work, and it's really good. And so there's very little that you want to have to manage outside of being able to focus on work and your upward trajectory with that. And with this person, it kind of has a potential to interfere with that. And I think that's where what's making you kind of weary to go back to the table with this person and negotiate, because you're like, no, I don't want to. I don't. Can't this just work? Like, do we have to kind of like? I don't think you want to make it the priority that the other person might want to make it. I don't think that you want to be all in, because for what they want, you don't want to have to give just in the name of relationship and being in a relationship. You're like, that's too much. I really want to still be able to focus solely on my work, and I don't want to have to prioritize relationship right now. I want to prioritize work, and I don't think your person is going to want that. I think they're going to want to be much more of a presence and an issue with in your life. And I have to say, I bristle at that, because I think that them seeing how you're starting to take off with your work or whatever you're doing to bring in money, they should be willing to take it back. Like, they should be in support of that, not wanting to compete with it. And this feels like somebody that's going to want to compete with that and want to keep kind of, it's almost like they kind of wear you down. And I don't, you need that for work. You need to be able to concentrate on your life and your stuff. And it feels like they are in competition with your resources or for your attention. And this is a time where they should be in support of you, because your trajectory is like this. Like, whatever you're doing, you're not just doing a lot this way, you're starting to go up. So it feels like it's something you've created or you're creating. And this is a time where they should show up and be in support of, instead of wanting to compete and be like, yeah, you know what, you're going to have to shelve that because I want to talk now. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about stuff. You don't have time for that. And I don't think they see it that way. That I have a problem with that, by the way, because I feel, it's like, well, I don't care. It has to be about us. We need to start talking about it. No, we don't. Do you see my life right now? Do you see how good I'm doing? The potential for what I could accomplish? I'm not letting anything get in the way of that. And I need you to understand that, not compete with it. You should be in support of that, not, and if anything, I mean, luck, some people see that and they're like, okay, this kind of puts our stuff in perspective. Like, there's this whole untapped area of your life that I didn't even know about. I'm so sorry. Let me recalibrate. I'll be with you in a minute. You know what I mean? But this doesn't feel like that. This feels like someone that's going to wait till things blow over and then want to talk again. And you're just like, yeah, kind of don't want to have to revisit much. Kind of want to keep doing what I'm doing and let this kind of, they want to be more present in your life than I think you will eventually want to allow them. They like the way things were. Virgo. And if you're not focusing, well, no, let's be honest. Who am I talking to here? It's good that you're focusing on work or whatever you're doing to bring in money, because that's going to be very beneficial for you for quite a while now. It's like you're starting on a winning streak. Just saying. You've stumbled onto something. I don't know what it is, but whatever you've just started dealing with in the past 2 to 4 weeks, that's for the Virgos I'm reading for. That's a good area to put your focus. Okay, I almost threw that too hard. Can you see both of these? Yes, you can. Okay, all right. So 9 of Wands reversed and 3 of Cups. Okay, so okay. Normally I turn it, if it's like this on its side, I turn it clockwise, but this feels like you could kind of take it or leave it, and you're done having to worry about things. You could take it or leave it at this point because your focus is elsewhere. You just simply don't want to have to work that hard. You don't want to have to constantly have your guard up or be weary of somebody. You're kind of over that whole dynamic, and you're just not it's just kind of meh at this point. Your focus is elsewhere. Nothing wrong with that. What else for Virgo? I forgot I didn't do these yet. What else for Virgo? That's the Judgment card, and you can't see it because the light's so bright shining on it. And I've tried to do play with a few lighting tricks, and it just, well, these are gilded also, or the golden, or whatever you call them, but yeah, my lighting tricks aren't tricks because they don't work. The glare is still, and I guess I could do like, yeah, it's still bright. Okay, what else for Virgo? Stuck on it. What else for Virgo? Moonlight, travel, romance potential. I feel like that's, I don't, if this fits, okay, but this kind of feels like that you're following your intuition more so than, or that this is kind of just keeping the relationship at a, when we meet, we can enjoy each other type of level. But I don't feel like this is anyone new. I feel like you're not really interested in a commitment. So maybe it is just romance, but the potential for the Virgos that I'm reading for is about work. I feel like you come full circle with something and the focus is on you and your stability, and you've got like this newfound appreciation for yourself, especially getting the distance away from this that you have. It's like, hey, wait a second. Like you've gotten a few epiphanies and realized a few things, and you're like, yeah, but when I'm around this person, I feel like they confuse everything, and it's confounding, and I doubt myself, or I question, or all of a sudden I'm agreeing to things that I went in going, no, I'm not going to agree to that. And then all of a sudden I do. And it's like, it takes you getting away from the person to be like, hey, wait a second. And you're not real excited to return to that dynamic. So, this doesn't fit for me. I don't know, it might for you, but it doesn't for me. Other than just keeping a relationship physical, but that might be why your person is like, well, we'll talk about the other stuff later. And you're like, no, there is no later. This is all I want from you. But I don't even see that, to be honest. I don't feel like you're dealing with this person much. I feel like you're going to be phasing them out. What else for Virgo? Well, 2 for 2. A message of love. Sacred Earth Mother. Okay. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're wanting to still talk or still tell you how they feel. And I don't feel like I feel like your focus is on work. All right. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got something out of this. Your situation could be entirely different or only part of what I was reading here, but it feels like you're looking to what you can do for yourself, not separate from a relationship. Like, relationship's not your priority for the Virgos I'm reading for. I hope to see you in the next reading. If you're an essential worker or first responder, thank you for your service. Much love and support to you, and you take care, Virgo.